Trust me, gay is in, gay is hot. I want some gay, gay it's gonna be.
Just kidding, everybody. I forgot to turn my volume off. Yep, technical difficulties it is. Okay, so we are going to have tunnel talk. And we're just going to try to make this as brief as possible to go over these tunnels. Do these tunnels exist? Yes. But hold on. I have to tell you guys. I am gay and Morgan Freeman. I'm gay Morgan Freeman, guys. And Andy has signed his billion-year contract. He will be Shawshanking for AOLA. Just so everybody knows. No, I'm just kidding. Let's just be real, because the Shawshank is a great movie. But here's the thing. Now, there are tunnels because the kids used to play in them. You know, the tunnels went to AOLA. The tunnels went to ASHO. And so to get to the tunnels, you had to go to the basement. And it was this whole drawn out thing. Where did the kids play? The kids played in the tunnels. Why? Because the tunnels did not have cameras, and all you had to do was go from the parking garage into the tunnel, and you had plenty of places to play. Why did we go to the parking garage, you say? Because that is where they locked up all of our bikes. Yep, Shawshank and find out. But, you know, that's where we played. Now, statistically, on a probability, would they make more tunnels? That would not be feasible. Because it would collapse the original tunnels. Now, the original tunnels were boarded off and then bricked up. Literally, the smartest thing, if they were going to do anything, and there is a possibility that they're reopening the tunnels, but the smartest thing that they could possibly do would reopen the other tunnels. Now, I don't think anybody in Scientology is literally, you know, going to be like, oh, let's reopen tunnels. Let's new secret ways we can recruit. No, I'm sorry. There's no secret recruitment. There's no trafficking that is just going to specifically happen in the tunnels. There's trafficking that happens inside AOLA. There's trafficking that happens in ASHO, Celebrity Center, Flag, because you know what? In case you guys have not had a chance to go to Aaron's channel, someone found the EPF roster of all of these graduates. And guess what? There was an 11-year-old on that list. There was an 11-year-old. That means that their parents said, you know what, go ahead. You don't need to finish. You don't need to finish middle school. You don't even need to go to high school. Here you go. Go join the EPF. Congratulations. Okay. But it's actually really gross. Now, if they open up after talking to Gary Jackson Moorhead, okay. So Jackson, after talking to Jackson and talking to Sandra Ferris, those tunnels were sealed, but it would be the easiest thing they could possibly do to open them. And then here's the thing. They want Sea Org members not to see the protesters. What is the best way not to be able to see a protester? But literally to open those tunnels and then pick them up from the garage. That's it. So if there's anything in regards to a tunnel, they're probably opening up the other ones. So that way people don't have to actually exit outside AOLA. They don't have to exit outside, you know, ASHO. They don't have to be outside. They don't need to be near a window. They can do their job. They can tone 40 their job and just sit there like little robots. I signed a billion-year contract. I don't care what anybody says. You know, they can do that. But realistically, would they make new tunnels? No. But if they open them, it's the best way to avoid protesters. Honestly, like, I'm not trying to make shit up or blow shit out of proportion or be nasty to anybody. I'm literally just trying to say they would probably open up the actual existing tunnels. The existing ones. And again, it would be for transportation. Because David Miscavige is never, ever going to set foot on Pac Base. Because why? There's so many people that are looking to serve him and to sit there and be like, hey, Davey, I got to do a pearl. I got to do a pearl to Davey. You know, everybody wants the chance to ruin his day. You know, he ruined so many of ours. Least we could do is pay back the favor, you know. But yes, so the tunnels were sealed. So they boarded them up and then bricked the entrance and then bricked the other entrance. Could you get to part of the tunnels? Yes. Did Jackson, was he in the tunnels? Yes. He knows that the Asho right now, anybody that's listening that is the second gen, that's even been inside Asho, right when you walk in by the Amazing Lion, you walk in, there used to be cactus along the side, but you walk in, you go to the left, and there used to be phone booth, like actual phone booths, guys. That's right. Phone booths existed inside there. That was the only place that I felt that my calls weren't being monitored. But the entrance was right behind it. You had to hop in the elevator, go down to the basement. Guys, I'm doing something right now. But literally all you had to do was go in, go to the bottom floor, and then just follow that path all the way down. Because that used to be the morgue. And the morgue is where it led to the tunnels. Okay. And it led directly to the parking garage. There's already a tunnel there. They would require, this isn't Shawshank Redemption, guys. They're not going to be able to dig without massive equipment where they're actually pulling up the street legally. And in order to put new tunnels in, I'm going to be honest. I could honestly say they're not going to make a scene. And that would make a huge scene. Okay. Oh, hold on. I just saw it down the rabbit hole. Oh my goodness. See what happens when you get triplets? I'm just saying, that's what happens. Thank you so very much, Rabbit, for sending the super sticker. I love your channel. I love you. I think you're amazing. And, you know, you and I need to chat. I'm just saying, because I respect the shit out of you. But yes, thank you so very much. So let's say hi to a couple people. If you have questions in regards to the tunnel, like why were the kids playing in them? Because we were, we didn't have anything to do. We were doing anything we possibly could, This wasn't a cops and robber type of situation. This was, oh, you be out ethics and I'll be the one that catches you, It was the stupid kid games. How did we know about the tunnels? Because they hit our bikes on the third floor. Not only were the kids' bikes on the third floor, the adult bikes were in the basement. And they were lined up along the edge where people normally park. No, they were lined up and all locked. So did we all figure out how to pick a lock? Yeah, some locks you just had to pull and they were so bloody old, you got a bike in seconds. And so from there, you just had to go to the gas station, put a little air in the tire, and you good to go. Good gracious. Girls, give me a minute. Give me a minute. All right. So we fixed the Shawshank. Find out underneath Fountain Avenue. Yep. Shawshank is now underneath Fountain Avenue. Yep. Selfless, I love you. Liz rocks. Well, thank you. Saul Goodman. Hey, Liz. Lori Marie. Hello, everyone. Doctor Who Heather. Hey, everyone. Oh, mystery and mysteries to be revealed. Yeah, it's not really a mystery. Anybody that grew up down there, I promise, we all knew about it. We all knew about the tunnels. We all also knew that they got boarded up, because we got walked down there so gracefully. Now you can't play in the tunnels, and by gracefully, I mean like someone would grab your shirt and just kind of yank you and be like, see, you can't play here anymore. And then you just sat there staring in fear. It was great. It was amazing. If you are not following some of the amazing people here, please do so. We have Pearl, we have Selfless, we have Saul. Don't forget to boob smash that like button and flash the subscribe. Or as what everybody else, what I really like to say, you just got to roll that like button and smoke the subscribe while someone's figuring out their bark. Okay. We have Noble Savage. Good afternoon, friends. John Van Geest, good to see you. Parallel Jen, so nice to see you. Hello. Jersey Jan, good evening, SPTV fam. We have Matt Elliott, MAA, SPTV Canada. Good evening, all. We have Nana Nancy, caught alive. Hello, everyone. Well, hello to you. Love you. Fat Grammy, love you. And you know what? If you have not signed the amazing document on Ono Nora or Serge Delmar's page, please do so. If you're a second gen and you lived our lives, I guarantee you, if you really sit down and think about some of the shit that you experienced, you're going to realize, oh my God, that was abuse. Oh my God, that was torture. That's how it made me feel. Like wishing death. because death would have been a better feeling than knowing what it feels like to have your ribs broken. I'm telling you. Just think back. Think back to your touch assist. Think back to your nerve assists. Think back to your auditing. Think back to all of the times that you got told to take your pants down or undo your bra. I know I did. And I was born with gazabas. Not gabingas, gazabas. Just saying. Saul Goodman. Hey, Heather. My highest bidding number. Yep. Yes, she is the highest bidder. I'm telling you, Saul, you're going to have to take her on a date. What? You're gay? My pearls. Yes, I'm gay. I'm super gay. I'm a walking gay billboard. And it's okay because it's Pride Month. And you know what? I feel good about being me. And everyone should feel good about being them. Random girl. Good to see you, Liz. Good to see you too. Okay. F-sign toes are mole people. Oh my God, we're mole people. I'm saying it. We were mole people. I was good at digging ditches, so maybe. Like just think I can, I think I can, I think I can't. Nope, think I can't. Think I can't dig anymore. Miss Sunrise Dawn, hi from North Georgia, catching up on 2X. Don't I talk a little fast to catch up on 2X? You'd think it like 1.5 would be better. Absolutely, Jason. Were those tunnels that were sealed off to keep the cadets from having relations? That was also part of the reason. There were a lot of people that were having relations in there, but they were used for us to play, and it was also used as a way for people to escape. Escape. They were escaping. Stage left even. And without even watching The Shawshank. I'm just saying. If you're going to escape, at least watch The Shawshank. But it was a way for people to get directly to the garage. And then from the garage, they sneak out of the garage and then they book it down the street. Because again, the tunnel goes right underneath Fountain Avenue. Okay. Think about it this way. How many hospitals do you know have a morgue? Can you get to it from the first level? Nope. Why? Because that is a sealed off area. Now, is there a lot of radiation that happened in those buildings? Yes. So if you start, having an issue, I'm just saying, I'm going to blame it on, some of the shit they put me through. Okay. Amy Kimball, appreciate you and your wealth of knowledge. Thank you so very much. I do have a little bit of knowledge, unfortunately, because it makes me realize some of the shit that we went through. So yes. Pearl Snappy, Shawshank around and find out, Andy. I know. I got a Shawshank around. Although I wouldn't mind knowing how to carve some of those chess pieces. I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of cool. That was real cool in the movie. Just saying. So if someone wants to teach me how to do that, I'm down. Doc, super sticker. Thank you so very much for sending the super sticker. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Matt Elliott. Question: When were they bricked up and sealed? I know part of it was bricked up in 1980 or 1989. Now that was the first set from the garage. That was 1989 because I got dragged there, and my mom was still the LRH comm. Now, my mom stayed till 1990, but sent me off a couple months after because I'd gotten in troubles for sneaking in on the other side of the tunnels and gave myself a little bit of claustrophobia because we realized we couldn't get out without security finding us. So, yeah, that sucked. Okay. So hopefully it helps with that. Jackson also believes they were sealed off in the 90s. So hopefully that explains a lot of it. He doesn't know specific details, but he remembers where all the tunnels are. So that definitely, helped because my mom was like, no, they sealed this up, blah, 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 because people were escaping. People were using this to do 2D flow tunnels. I wonder if they called that. Would it be a 2D flow tunnel? I'm just curious. Asking for a friend. Okay, we have Dip Man Glitter. Good to see you. Dr. Who Other? Wait, a phone booth? I know, right? And we called our family. Well, at least I called my Nana. Bob Conrad. Good to see you, Liz and all. Well, good to see you too. Thank you so very much for coming. Down the rabbit hole. Yes, let's chat. Hey, everyone. Love y'all. That's right. Roberta. Good evening, Liz. Good evening. Meg Hill, question. How big are the tunnels? So now I was little. I'm going to give you the best estimation that I can. I'm going to go probably about 8 feet by probably about 8 feet by 8 feet. Cause this wasn't like a 4-foot tunnel. There was no crawling. It was literally like an actual, like a hallway. This was a hallway because it wasn't technically a tunnel. It was literally a hallway from one end to another. People used to go in from the garage to the hospital. That was their parking structure. Now they literally went from one place to another. It's not technically a tunnel. It's technically a hallway. So I felt small in it. And, I did learn how to climb up. Like when you push your body, extend your feet and push your body against the wall. I learned how to climb up a wall that way. I thought it was pretty cool. So yeah, it was the little things that entertained me, guys. Let's be real. From a poet, Brian, good evening, everybody. That's right. Lisa's day off. Hi, Liz. We have Josh Aguirre. Hey, Liz. Happy almost Friday. Love you. Love you too. Thank you so very much. Sassy Savage. Hello, my friends. Love Liz. Rockstar. Oh, I do have fun. Rockstar number 2. I'm so proud of myself. Still rockstar number 2. We have Blake Reed. Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel. I know that it's really a secret hallway. A secret hallway. But anybody that was there in the 80s, like most of the kids, we all knew about it. Like we all played in it. It wasn't a huge thing for us, guys. It literally, we knew it existed. Let's see. If you're an ex-Sciento experienced with anything in the U.S., make sure you submit your claim. Yes. Submit your claim. The more people that submit your claim, the better. The more people that are aware. Now, does Scientology, make it rain money into a lot of people's pockets? Yes. But if you have, let's say, 2,000 people, okay, we're just speculating. 2,000 people come up and say, you know what, this happened to me in this building at this time. Let's be honest. You let it all flow. And I don't know about you guys, but I remember my first black eye. I remember the first time I broke my nose. I remember the first time that I had to get stitches. I remember those things because I wasn't allowed to have any pain medication when I got stitches, guys. I got to learn how to get stitches all by them damn selves. Kelly, Wisconsin, thank you so very much for coming. Cuban chick. Hola, everyone. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Quirkopolis. Jody T. Hey. Quirkopolis. Hey. Again from Central Kentucky. Well, thank you so very much. And Kelly, Wisconsin, it's good to see you again. All right. So I think I got caught up on those. If anybody has, Liz, love the Pokemon shirt, right? Because if we're talking Shawshank, I don't have a Shawshank shirt, or I would have worn something. But we have Corn Freak in the chat. Nice to see you. It is so good to see you. Vicky, I am so glad to see you. So Blake Reed, hey Liz, hey Carrie, love y'all, crazy lovebirds. I know we do have a really good love story. We really do. But a lot of the times people put a lot of significance on some of the things that we've experienced, and here's the thing, guys. And this is what it all breaks down to. There's kids being tortured. Now, what your definition of torture and my definition of torture may be two different things. Like I got an email today telling me I'm fat. Cool. I got an email that called someone I know very well, tranny. Cool. Thank you for letting me know. Appreciate it. Didn't know I was fat. I guess I woke up thinking I was skinny and the realization hit me. But I don't care. I'm still going to continue being there for people. I'm still going to continue cheering people on. I'm still going to be there for Pearl and Selfless and Dan. And I'm going to do the best that I can. But I will also tell you, I have worked in the healthcare industry for a very long time. And there is no disputing what the California laws and rules of regulations are. There's no disputing them. And so what I will say is, you know, the email came from the tunnel. Yeah, it did. Someone's stuck in the tunnel. We got to get there, guys. But realistically, you know, I'm here to help. I'm here to let you guys know what's happening to children. I'm here to let people know what's happened that's been dusted under rugs. I'm here to smile and know that I'm not in that situation anymore. I do, but it kind of caught me off guard because I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And then it was, "Oh, right in the dagger." Blow Drill, so good to see you. Scientology does have a history of building tunnels. Yes, but the tunnels, as far as I knew, under Pac Base still existed. So you think that, hey, Blow Drill, do you mind hopping on just for a minute? Like, if you think that there's still new tunnels, like, please let me know. Because I talked to Jackson. He thought a little different. But if you think there's a possibility, just hop on. Let me know. Let me just, I'm sorry, my pups might be a little loud today. But, you know, yeah, there's a 2D flow in the tunnel. 2D flow in the tunnel. But, yeah, Blow Drill, please hop on. Let me know. Because I would really like to know what your opinion is. Yep, 2D flow tunnel now. So are we still thinking all the planter dirt is from the tunnel? You can buy dirt. I've bought dirt. And, you know, I would love people to buy some of the excess dirt that I have. But you can buy dirt. But yeah, Blow Drill, if you can see this, I know they've built escape tunnels from gold. I do know about those. I know that a lot of the writings were snuck out via tunnels. But yes, I'm just saying that we built quite a few vaults. Yeah, vaults, absolutely. I definitely know about that. And there's a possibility they're building a vault underneath the garage. There is a huge possibility of it. But at the same time, if I were really believing in the tunnels, I would believe that it would be smarter for them to build a vault or reopen those tunnels than to build new ones. At least with this many people's eyes staring at their building. Question, Liz. Was it Tommy who helped change your mind about sticking with your channel? I had a lot of people change my mind. I had my amazing mods. I had Alicia from Degraded Daughter. I had quite a few people tell me just to take some time because I needed it. I was not okay. All right. No, there's a very small chance they're building a vault. Yeah, see, I can totally see the vault. The vault, absolutely. There's a huge possibility that they're going to be storing those secrets in that vault. It's a huge possibility. Vaults and tunnels. Oh, we're going to have to Shawshank it. We're Shawshanking it, guys. Hold on, I don't have a small enough spoon. But yes, we're going to Shawshank it. But yes, you know, there is huge possibilities of so many different things. But the main thing to remember is there's people inside. There's 11-year-olds. There's 12-year-olds. That list had at least 7 14-year-olds graduating the EPF. And that's the Estates Project Force. For any of you guys that don't know that, that is the Estates Project Force. And it's literally torture boot camp. The whole job of a Estates Project Force manager or in charge would be to break down someone's spirit and build them up in the correct image or in the image that they wanted. And that was done very much. I know I personally did it. And for those of you that I yelled at, can we see the cult crawling through crack pipes at least? I would love that. I would love that. Like a little bit stinky. Let's see. VE Bombs. Hi from New York. Well, hello. Maureen, hey, Liz. Well, hey to you. Tunnels and other conspiracy theories only distract from the very real crimes that we know are happening. Distractions help the abuse continue. Absolutely. I don't have anything to ring. Not trying to spill Rockstar on me, guys. Let's just pull a Marilyn. We're going to seal clap. We're going to seal. Hi, guys. We're going to seal clap right there. But yes, right there is it. It's hiding what's really going on there. It's hiding the bullshit. I'm probably going to butcher this on Onion Jaw. Liz, I'm new to the chat, but just wanted to know that I support what you do, and I'm glad you stayed strong. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very, very much. I know that we all needed to stay strong, and this is the best time to stay strong. Stay strong, support each other. You know, you don't have to get along with every single person, but what you do have to do, respect them. I don't like every single person that I come across. You know, there's some people that I've seen have tattoos. Not a huge fan. Not a big fan at all. But you know what? I'm not going to go, oh, yeah, look at what you got in here. No, I'm not going to point myself out. But I'm also not going to be like, hey, can I buy you dinner? No. No, sir. No, ma'am. But I'm at least going to be like, you know what? Hey, let's avoid that person like the plague. Jen, good to see you. Okay, distractions are causing stupid ass BS with creators. Let's only talk nice, please. Yeah, but people are human. And unfortunately, when people get their feelings hurt, they're gonna hit below the belt. You know? Don't forget to like, hit subscribe, do all that good stuff. Like and subscribe. It's free, fun, and easy. That's right. No, I'm not easy. Why are you telling people I'm easy, Summer? I'm just saying. Gotta tell people I'm easy. Shoo! Absolute Jason, is it possible to send the EPF graduate list highlighted the minors to the appropriate agencies to document that there's still child labor happening? That would be an amazing idea. And you know what? I think, you know, since a lot of the SPTV family has it, we'll see who had the original and then see if we can get that sent in. But yeah, that's amazing. Good idea. Good idea. Random girl, I have watched so many second gens dealing with trauma. You guys are courageous. I was so glad to see you in other chats. You know what? And you know, I realized that I was not being supportive to a lot of people. I was stuck in my feels, and then, you know, we had to have a sit down. Well, not really a sit down because we all live in different states, but we had a conversation that was like, you know what? What's your goal? Closing Scientology. What's your goal? Closing Scientology. Oh, what's your goal? Getting justice for what happened to me. Oh, what's your goal? Getting more people out. Oh yeah, getting people out too. And that's the common goal right there. Common goal. Now, do I love some amazing people? Yes. Dan Walks LA is, he did me a favor. And you know what? He stuck with me forever. He's a solid guy. You know, Pearl, stuck with me. Sorry, you kept us safe. You're stuck with me. Selfless, stuck with me. You know, all these people, we've made amazing friendships and family relations. Saul, you're like a brother. You're totally stuck with me. But we have a common goal. And that is to let people know what goes on inside Scientology so that way shit does not repeat. Because as long as those doors are shut, those blinds are down, new people are not walking in. So that means their recruitment stat is gone out the window. Chuck it away. Arrivederci. Hasta luego. You know, but what does happen is the people inside will eventually start to listen. And if we can get them to listen, then they're only steps away from walking out. Evil Blue Eyes, good to see you. I have the best sister ever. Yep. Oh, also letting staff know that they're presently working for a massive and disgusting criminal conspiracy harming most vulnerable in society. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let them know. They're covering up abuse, sexual and physical. Not only are they covering up abuse, a lot of people inside are the ones doing it. Now I'm not a huge person of outing people, but since I did see this on Jake Paul. He's like trying to fight Mike Tyson because the dumb because it's Mike Tyson. What do you do if he gets hungry? I'm just saying. But at the same time, if there's a way I can throw my hat in the ring to box some Melanie Van Gutten, I'm down. I'm down. James Richardson, I know you're a little older than me, but you know what? I would sign a waiver saying that I don't care that you're a man and that you're bigger than me because I have so much anger with you. I would totally step into that ring and be like, what? Like you'd see me grow like 10 feet and I'd be like, ooh, sucker, I'm going to hit you with everything I got. Louise, thank you, Liz. I also knew Jay was filming the fans all night long. They don't want those big fans seen with people and kids riding in those vans. Are you saying the tunnels go from AOLA? Yes, they go from AOLA to basically they cover the pack base, but they don't go all the way down to the end of the street. They go halfway through, and then it basically where the blue tarp used to be is where the tunnel ends. So there's a little exit door right there, and it looks like it's like a hatch. But realistically, like you walk around and you can see it. Yes, Mikey loves to eat them ears. I'm saying, I would totally do that to James Richardson too. I pull out all the punches. Are you talking about that? I pull them all out. I really wish Mike hadn't had an ulcer flare up. Right? I would have loved to see it. I would have loved to see that. Okay. Deb E, do you think they're reinforcing the tunnel? That's also another good possibility because let's be real. That tunnel was built at the exact same time that hospital was built because it's a hallway. And realistically, would it be a good idea to reinforce it? Yeah, good idea. But they don't like us getting pictures of all the kids inside those in the vans, like being realistic, where they're being picked up outside their org. If they could prevent us getting pictures of them being picked up from the org, then that solves a huge problem. What children? What children? There's no children here. They're volunteers. They're just adults in little they're adults in little bodies. Okay. For bombs. Oh my God, Liz, watching you since you started YouTube. You're so different now. I love it because I got some and it's made me feel a lot better. You're excellent for that, Corn. More so now. Love it. Love everybody saying it. But yes, if anybody has any questions, that's all about the tunnels and hallways. But we used to play in them as kids. I'm not saying there's a giant conspiracy, but I'm not saying there's not. Is there a good chance they're building a vault? Yes, there's a huge chance because you know what? They like to hide vaults all over the place. So that way, LRH stuff can be protected. Because let's be real, guys. Only one person could be a psychopath at a time. Right? Just saying. You just need to listen to the sound of my voice. And just know that I'm full of shit. Yes, a vault. There's a chance that it could be building a vault for hiding as much as they can. Goosebumps 801. Hey, Liz. Hi, chat. Catching up fast from the beginning. Good. Hi, Liz, mods and chat. Diane, good to see you. Tip 45. Do you think they might use concrete to build the new pots for giant planters? Yes. Because honestly, that would be... Most people don't realize that is actually how you build a lot of those things. You have the inner shell and then you have an outer shell and then you pour cement in between and you put little, you can put wrought iron, you can put metal fencing. So that way it has something to attach to. But that's the biggest thing that I would honestly say. Jane from another planet. Hi, Liz and chat. Okay, Dr. Heather. I look away for a second. It sounds like Liz was possessed. Oh, I'm just telling you guys. All right. Yeah, I love Rabbit too. She's good. But first coffee. Yeah, I've been feeling that this morning. Just saying, like, all about the coffee, guys. Fill his vans. But why? How can they not have permits to build for building inspectors, let alone, oh, yeah. Because a lot of people don't realize this, and a lot of people do. The shit you see in movies about people greasing the palms, that really does happen. Really does. It really happens for celebrities when they make an absolute ass of themselves at restaurants. It really does happen when celebrities decide that they're going to go drink and drive. It really does happen when celebrities just get caught high on drugs. It does happen. You know, you'll also have people taking responsibility that it breaks their moral compass, and it's really gross. I think they're building a vault. It's more to lock more pre-clear files. Yeah, they're going to keep all those files. And trust me, you know, there's not enough Scientologists in the world to cover the room that they have that is where the filing is done. Trust me, there's rows and rows of empty space. And what do they do every year? They go through it and find out who hasn't been back in the building. And then they write them a handmade letter. Dear sir or ma'am, thank you so very much for all your dedication. And I have missed you here. Is there a chance that we can get you back on the bridge? And is there an upset? And you write this letter, you sign it, and then you've written probably like 1,000. So when you get off work, you're like, okay, yeah, it feels good. Feels great, guys. You know, and then they would put those folders in another location. So that way they had plenty of room for the current ones. Okay. John Van Gay's question: would releasing paper wasp into the LA orgs free of Sciento from their files? You know, it's not a bad idea, but to be completely honest, eventually they're going to have to upgrade to the digital. But I'd rather get a hold of all of those paper files and turn it into the FBI and be like, now who's saying the truth? Look at this shit. You know, and the shit part is I had my folder. I had my folder until I went back to join the Sea Org. I had my folder, and it would have shown everything. Why? Because everything was in there. All the auditing I had as a kid. And yeah, damn it if I didn't still have it. I wish I did. Oops, I missed this one real quick. Random girl. I love your haircut. Wish I can get away with something that short. Hey, half the time I don't get away with it, but I don't do well in the heat. And the instant this stuff touches my ears, I'm pretty much done. Like, call it a day. I don't like it. I don't like the heat. And I like my faux hawk. But, you know, unless I put product in it, it just kind of falls over. So we'll definitely be looking at new hairstyles. Saucy Savage, does COS keep everything in their files or only the most damaging? Everything. Every time you attest to completing a course, every time someone writes a things that shouldn't be, it goes into your folder. So, you know, is there a lot in most folders? Yeah, because this was a narking atmosphere. If you weren't narking on someone else, you were going to get narked on for knowing the information and not narking first. So it was like a first come, first narc, you know, but you just had to do whatever you can possibly do. A lot of this was about survival, guys, you know, and this wasn't like, you know, most of us were taught growing up that we wouldn't survive on the outside, that flipping burgers was like the worst thing that you could ever do. But at the same time, I promise you, I loved flipping burgers. That shit was so much fun. I was just like, I'm a little pro. Look at this. I'm so good. Ooh, two-handed. Woo, 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 woo. I was skilled at flipping burgers. And you know what? I scrubbed toilets like they were going out of style. They loved me. Okay. What do you mean about Gavin? I have known him since he was mayor of Marin County. Oh, I must have missed something. That must be something else going on. But if you can smash the like, if you could hit subscribe, show a little bit of love. That's all I have on the tunnels, because realistically, they're not that big of a deal. But what do I think is a bigger deal? If they're building a vault. because that means that some golden CDs are going to be going in there. But if they're building that, then you can get ready for a new launch. So everybody get ready. 164 out of 246. Getting Hulk angry. Smash! That's the best I could do, guys. But I love you all. I wish you all a phenomenal night. Hopefully that brings some clarification. And just know that we're all here to support each other. I just need clarification on some things, because if I'm told a piece of information that doesn't make sense to me, I'm going to ask questions because it doesn't make sense to me. But I want it to make sense so that it makes sense in my head. Too much of my life was done and where I didn't understand, and I did not, Okay, you just made it home? Okay, hold on. Okay. All right, Blowjo. I popped it back up, but we're not over. We're not doing it. He's gonna explain to me some tunnels, and some of the stuff they built. But because of course I don't know a lot about the vaults. I'm not going to say that I know a lot about the vaults. I know a little bit from what I've heard and what, they hear it through the grapevine. Oh, this was built. Oh, this is where they hide these, but realistically, I've never built a vault. I dug ditches, and originally used to be made to dig ditches. So that way, it would be for a purpose, like you're putting in drainage or you're doing something with that hole, but then it turned into just a way to torture people. Yep. Tunnel talk. All right. Dip me in glitter. Yeah, I would love to know about vault talk. Like, let's be real, guys. I want to know about the vault. I want to know about the vaults. Okay, Jen Nelson. Selfless. Oh, what did Selfless say? What did I miss? She giggles. Oh. Manhole cover. Oh my God, I love that. Only you, Selfless. Okay, Nico. Yes, squirrel. I was driving. Sorry, Dr. Who Heather. Oh, someone's in trouble. Oh, she good. Naughty, guys. Summer, stop flashing me. Saul's not coming on yet. Blake Reed. Aw, thanks. Corn, you're too sweet. I had to point that out to you. Oh, like the Ninja Turtles. I don't like turtles, guys. I should have read that first. Wouldn't it be disappointing if one of those secret vaults containing nothing but 70s polyester LRH suits? That would be hilarious. Because you know what they'd find in the pocket? Drugs. I'm just saying they would find some drugs. Maybe a tunnel from any division, LAPD to ALA. That's a good chance because they do get there really fast. I'm just saying. Okay. All right. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I could email this. Hold on. Let me see if it'll email. Hold on. Come on. Okay, it's okay. It is coming. All right. Hold on, here we go. Dude, now I understand what Aaron's talking about with all the dead air and stuff, because, you know, my phone's going like slower than molasses. Okay. Okay, here we go. Oh, flashing tatas. I'm telling you, you guys don't even know. You don't even know. Like, I was just sitting here and minding my peaceful business, and then Saul's name was mentioned, and whew! Okay. All right. I heard, Margie, I heard they might redo sidewalks with the mix that they have, but there's nothing wrong with the sidewalks. Wouldn't that be a city job? Yes, it would be. It would be the city's job. Yes. Okay. Leisure Suit LRH. Yeah, this isn't, I wouldn't say it's like, you know, it almost makes me think of the Hard Rock Cafe. They would probably put that shit up, be like, this is the last thing he wore. Like, oh my goodness. All right. Oh. Even no. Like, I was just sitting here and minding my peaceful business, and then Saul's name was mentioned, and
all right.
How have you been? How have you been? I've been good, Liz. How have you? I've been good, Liz.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes. I can hear you, yes.
Oh, you can? Through my, I think it might be through my computer.
Yeah, it
And I
is.
can
There's a
kind
little
of
bit of
hear
an
you.
echo, but it's fine.
So-
Yeah, it is. There's a little bit of an echo, but it's fine.
Let me, technical difficulties. Hold on. Let me do this really quick. This. That's right. Dead air. Don't use dead air. Whatever you do.
I know. I just hear Aaron.
I know. I just hear Aaron saying that in my ear.
Like, please no more dead air.
Like, please no more dead air. Dead air. Dead air. It's killing me. It's killing me.
Right? We'll see if I can get this working. I think I'm plugged in. That's not good.
It's a movie.
It's a movie and a movie.
Do
you have-
You can
have,
still hear me though, huh?
Yeah.
Do you have a stream,
YouTube up?
YouTube up?
No, I don't think I do, but maybe I do. Here, let me drop me down and let me come back in a sec. And
Okay. All right. So, in case you didn't know, that is the amazing Dylan, also known as Blowjo. And he has a lot more knowledge when it comes to, you know, tunnels, vaults. Is it my audio? Liz, your audio is messed up. My audio? Can everybody put a 1 in the chat? Oh, it just needs to turn. He just needs to turn it to his headphones. The audio just needs to be turned to the headphones. So that takes a little bit of time. Right? I can't wait to hear what he thinks too. It's amazing. Okay. All right. I was hearing everything you were saying twice. I know. I'm telling you, I've got skills, baby. Skills. I know how to throw my voice. I'm telling you. Oh. Yeah. You're muted.
She means that literally you were double, everything you said was like on a, it was like, hello, hello. Da, 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 da.
I know,
Whatever
but
you were
that's
saying.
sexy. I was talking to myself. I
Oh, it
finally
was
got to know
so-
what it was like to
It
respond.
was so weird though. It sounded so bizarre. And if you said it 3 times, it would, or you said it, sometimes it repeated it 3 times instead of 2 times. I just thought it was crazy.
Right? Well,
But it was
it just
because
means
it
that
wasn't
his
when you're
speaker
in
needs to be
here.
turned to the headphones.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Thank you for getting dressed. Yeah, we do have a little bit of dead air. You ready, Dylan? Nice.
Ready. I think that this is way better. Yeah.
Yes.
It's been a while.
Yes. Now it is phenomenal.
I haven't done the YouTubers. Yes. So yeah, vaults, underground storage facilities, tunnels. What are we talking about? How are you, Liz? Great to see you. You look amazing. And I like your background a ton.
I'm right. I had the little gay pride put up. So I'm doing
It's very
great.
prideful.
I'm
It's
doing,
amazing.
but I will tell you that shot hurts. It doesn't tickle.
right,
There's
right.
no timeout. It burns a little bit.
Yeah,
But other than
that's what
that, I
heard.
feel
heard that it
fantastic and
burned.
would recommend everybody.
That's very
So-
cool. I'm glad it's working out for you. That's amazing.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
never felt so good, and I still have sporadic nightmares like here and there. It's messed with
Yeah.
my trigeminal neuralgia, so it's like I won't have pain for like 3 days, and then the fourth day it's like the worst pain I've had ever.
Right.
So I have 1 day of horrid pain, and then the rest is all doable, and then nothing. So there's goods there's some good sides to it, you know.
Right. Well,
I don't have to worry about being in an outbreak for too long.
Right. I think it's like the manicness of the episode is gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's important. That's super huge. So
Yeah.
that's great. I'm
Yeah.
so happy for you. That's super. Super. I mean, good. I'm glad it
I know,
hit
I
that.
know it's
That's
super.
so
Thanks for
cool.
asking. But no, I find humor in everything now. Like even, you know, unfortunately, the idea of, you know, digging tunnels.
Right.
I think it would be silly to dig a new tunnel when they already have them. They would just
Right.
reopen the tunnels. Now,
I don't think
the
they were
idea of
ever
a
closed.
vault.
I think the tunnel, and I also thought the tunnel went from Big Blue to the CLO or the
yeah,
Folder,
there's one
not-
that goes that way
yeah.
too.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
goes
okay,
all
yeah,
over. It's like it's almost like an octagon.
Right. Yeah,
Because
exactly.
The CLO goes to AOLA, then goes to the garage, but then you have the other one that goes to
It's my
AOLA
Scorp.
and then
No,
out.
It's loose. I'm trying to get it dialed. I haven't used this in a while, but it does. So here's I want to. I'll be the bubble burster. I almost think there's probably a 0% chance there's a vault being built for sure. So I would kind of rule that one like completely out. Just for corporate structure reasons. There's no way CST could, unless it like CST owns Able, I think. So I guess it could like have been purchased, but it would just wouldn't do the processing side. It just makes too much conflict. The idea of a tunnel is I want to say cute, but I don't think so. You know what the cheapest dirt that you can buy is basically what they have in those containers. And the reason why you would put those containers and you would put dirt in them is you can't move them. Right? So you're making, and then you could put a fake flower or something there, something that you could put enough soil and have on top, or just leave it like that. Because I would think the primary goal would be to create an uninviting space for those people to return. So the whole tunnel thing, I mean, the only plausible thing for me would be instead of driving a van back and forth and using that time, if they built a tunnel, you could just go straight to the parking garage. But the plausibility is, I mean, it's low. That would be millions of dollars to, I don't know. I just,
and they'd have to tear up the street in order to do that.
Yes,
like at least to get the
you could
equipment
sleeve it
down there.
There's not necessarily. There's horizontal boring tools. The technology is pretty amazing of what people can do. Even like what's happening in New York is they're built, they built on layers and layers, and they're having to fix these, but they can't really just rip up the whole city, so they're having to fix it from a horizontal instead of a vertical angle. So, but I like the idea. It's kind of a fun little conspiracy theory that there's a tunnel being built, and it would be a great way to waste resources. So, sorry to be analytical and real, but I seriously doubt, because I do a lot of that stuff. So when you are looking at a project and you need to buy materials, if the materials aren't important, you want to get the cheapest material in bulk. And that's pretty much what are in those. It's like it's almost like unusable dirt. And that's what they would have purchased. And that's why the only thing that for me that kind of was like was the smell, but it wouldn't jive unless they were taking up road base, that you would have that oily diesel smell. So it wouldn't, and I'm not saying I'm a pro of what's underneath the streets of L. Ron Hubbard Boulevard or anything.
Our souls.
I imagine blood, sweat, and tears. But I would imagine the actual material, after you get probably 16 to 18 inches, is fairly normal, material. It's not anything that was brought in. It's the last of those tunnels were built in, I think, the 40s.
Yeah, the same as the hospital. I think so.
Right, exactly. So, I don't know. It's
a cute idea. Like, I like the idea, but at the same time, it's just not. It's not plausible. Like, there's so many things. There's so many variables that would come to play with that, when it'd be so much easier for them to just build an above ground. Just like they already have the above ground that goes to berthing.
Oh, at Flag, right? Yeah, and yeah.
So why wouldn't they do the exact same thing? And it's cheaper.
Yeah, and honestly, they wouldn't be able to do it unpermitted. So they would have had to pull, and like even when I was in CST, we always pulled permits, and that's where you can always track down the history of any of those locations, is through the local municipal or municipality, and follow that. You can get those permits that were pulled, or engineering plans, or anything, surveys, that kind of stuff. The concrete, I'm not sure what you're talking about, Dr. Who Heather. I think I have like 3 ongoing projects at the moment, and they're all in very remote places. So I'm kind of burning the candle at both ends, so to speak. 'Tis the season.
I definitely understand that, but it just didn't make sense to me. But I remember as kids, we played in those,
Right. I remember the tunnels, and underneath Big Blue and even Leb Hall. I mean, there's tunnels all, and those were originally, those plans. Hey, all you internet sleuths out there, those original plans could probably be pulled, and I would guarantee you they're part of the original plans, because that's how
it was literally from the morgue.
Right, exactly. The morgue was down in the basement, right? So they would be able to transport from where the CLO was, or AO, and then across when it was a hospital. I don't know what those parts were, but yeah, they'd be able to transport bodies back and forth, or critically, or whatever. So I would definitely think that the plans would be available, and then you could see if there's even a potential to dig a tunnel, because like you're
room.
Well, and you're not even if there's room, but like there's other municipalities. That fountain is like, there's definitely utilities running. There's sewage, there's all that. So I would think that this could be sussed out pretty easy. But it is a cool conspiracy theory. But my guess is
I honestly
it's
like
come
it.
in the way of. I like the bridge idea. It would be way smarter for them to just go straight across to the 4th floor. Everybody could go across and walk down, and God knows that parking garage needs a renovation. So
yeah, our bikes aren't in there anymore, so that's kind of cool.
Right. I used to play basketball on the top floor of that.
Yeah.
After dinner, yeah. So when we had it was like, okay,
when we had the playtime,
20 minutes. Do I want to eat dinner in 5 minutes and try to play basketball for about 15, or do I want to skip dinner?
And that was the hard part about CC. We had at CC, they had the basketball hoop in the corridor area, so where we would all smoke, but you could never find we could never find a fucking basketball. And then if someone got sent to basketball, like, it disappeared shortly after.
Oh geez, yeah, that's not fun. Tunnel built 1920
1920 to 1930.
Thank you,
Okay.
YRB. Good sleuthing. That's what I would do. I mean, I'm kind of geeky and methodical that way, as I would start to look at the real history, when those were built, if there are plant being night, that could be harder. It would be on microfiche, or even look at local papers, because I imagine that was quite a big thing. So I would think that there was maybe mentions of tunnels when it was first built, or if that was a big thing in the 20s and 30s. Yeah, I think. Oh, hey.
I'm just seeing this. I adore you both. Hey, Liz. Hey, Dylan. Degraded daughter, it's so good to see you.
So that's what I would think, is I would kind of do it that way and then work my way from there. Because like even when you're in the Sea Org, you really don't know, unless it's your job, like unless you're in the landlord's office, or you were in maybe in estates, like maybe the higher in command would have need to know that stuff. But otherwise, I mean, we just use the facilities. It's just messed, right? So it's kind of like,
yeah. We found it by chance going to see if there was any bikes not locked up, and
right.
It was literally just by chance.
That's crazy.
But then it became a great place to play.
Yeah, exactly. No, the parking garage is like no execs went there, and everybody, like even CMO, like Flag Command Bureau, AO, ASHO, you could all kind of hang out and just be people for a few minutes. It was
and act like normal.
10 minutes of human, and then go back to being Sea Org. So
yep.
It was it was definitely, there were no command channels really. You didn't call people sir when you're playing.
No, not in there.
Right. Yeah, so it was kind of interesting.
Give that like a touch assist and subscribe. I like how she says subscribe. I could like I can see it when she writes it.
Isn't that kind of the concept?
Yeah, but like when I try to say it, it's like subscribble.
Subscribble. Let's spell this.
Yeah, let's spell it. We're gonna spell it real good.
Definitely.
But you know, I love that you know about the vaults. I know. Thank you so much for helping clarify a lot of this. I know I got like a few emails in regards to, is there a tunnel? I'm like,
right,
yeah.
Right. And I haven't been keeping up a ton, but I've kind of kept up a little bit the last like day and a half or so. And the vaults, like the way it was all set up, I mean, the history is huge, right? Like that's how we kind of decipher and heal, you know, and like this, you know, one thing I'd like to segue to is I really admire the way you've put yourself out there and been vulnerable, right, wrong, or indifferent. Like have you made mistakes? Yeah. Has other people made mistakes? Yeah. Have we all reacted when we didn't? Yeah. You know, so, but I appreciate you going, like, even being real enough to say, hey, right now I feel like I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what because I've been there, and I am there sometimes. So I really appreciate that vulnerability and being just being real, you know. And that's something that, you know, like you're, even with trust and stuff, is like, it's with us, I don't know if I can ever trust really ever again.
Yeah, it's hard.
Like, but I want to. I know I want to.
It's like a hope and a prayer.
Right? And I feel like I can do a lot of things to try to trust, but it takes consistency. It takes, you know, continuous consistency. It takes, you know, a lot of things. So I just wanted to say that I really appreciate your journey and being able to share, and I hope you know that even when I don't comment, and I have seen it, I sit on it, and I send at least some thoughts towards you. And so I just wanted to. So
well, I appreciate your bucket of knowledge. I appreciate, you know, have I messed up? Yes. I'm, you know, don't put me on a pedestal. I'll fall again, because I'm this is a learning journey for me. Right. But at the same time, do I want to mess up? God, no. Do I want to hurt anybody? Fuck no. Right. But at the same time, you know, it may happen. And you know what? I will honest to God say, I'm sorry if I hurt someone, but That's all I can do. I can't grovel. I'm
Well, and in the end, it's sometimes hard to have those conversations in the beginning, and then it's even harder to have those conversations afterwards. And it's like what we've known is not, and when society, you don't. So having those conversations is really hard sometimes, but I've learned that it's like it's harder to hold on to it and shoulder it because that's what we're used to. So we carry all this crap.
Yeah, we
And
carry
then-
all this, and then before we know it, we're like, we don't trust anybody.
Well,
You know
right,
what
and then
helped
how do
me?
we shed it? We're like, F this, I'm leaving.
And you
Bye.
just
Never
you
talk to you,
either
never.
blow,
Right.
you either blow from it where you don't even focus on it, or
Right.
you literally just take it on and just put another weight on yourself, and then before you know it, you're just a ticking time bomb waiting to happen.
Yes, absolutely. Indigo twin, 100%. Learning is human. Miscommunication happens. And I think it's important to give yourselves grace. You've come from trauma and it takes time to heal your inner child. Absolutely. I think that's for everyone. That's not even for, I mean, the fact that we're in this little corner of the room because, and it happens to be ex-Scientology corner. There's so many people that can relate. And there's so many people that, including myself, that because it's so scary and intimidating sometimes, I'll walk the path by myself and I'll make those hard. And even when I find a pedestal to be like, well, I need to stand for myself a little bit, I'll make terrible choices, or not even terrible, hard choices that are needed, but because I made bad choices or I acted in codependency prior. And that conversation would have sucked, but I put myself through years, because guess what? I can endure anything. We all can. So can you.
Yeah, I
We're
can take a
strong as
punch.
hell. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you can endure emotional trauma, and you can endure yours, and you can normalize it, and then even inflict it upon yourself. That's why it's a prison of the mind.
Yeah.
Right. So we're kind of trained to be our own worst enemy when we make these decisions or based on codependency or those kind of things. And your journey, I can't wait to see. I'm glad. I feel like you're just gonna climb, and I'm really excited that you're continuing.
I can't wait till
and I hope
everybody's
everybody
journey.
works it together. I want us all to get along in kumbaya. That's what I
Right?
wish. That's my
But, I
Christmas
mean,
wish.
I wish that too. Is there going to be little downfalls? Yes, but the trick is, if anybody tried to talk, like maybe I had a disagreement with someone, or maybe they didn't want to be my friend, or whatever it is, I'm still going to be there for that person no matter what.
Well, acceptance.
And I'm sure as hell not going to
Right.
let someone talk trash about them.
Right. It's acceptance over expectations, and
Yeah.
then you use healthy boundaries as your gauges. And if we can exercise acceptance, even in the ugliest things, like I've gone through this whole SPTV thing, like I've gotten stuff for it, and I've chosen to kind of walk with a lot of it and not react. And try to walk more intentionally so I can be the voice or the change I want to be, right? And if I start reacting and getting hurt feelings, well, it's my choice to hurt. And it's hard not to. I want to tell people how right I am and how wrong they are sometimes, right? But
Or don't you see my side? Like I see yours.
Right.
Can you see
Well,
mine?
Right. No, exactly. And it's like, hey, I can't, count how many times I've been like, I am right here, right now, willing to get over this. Like, right. And we can leave it right here and just move forward. And
Yep.
I can't tell you how many times I've walked out of that situation alone. And it's just, it's human. It's human nature sometimes. So you accept it and you move through life intentionally, and you set healthy boundaries when you need to, and you don't have expectations, good or bad. And that's
because
it's a hard thing to practice, but
I'm
I
working
love
on
that
it.
you're
I'm working on
I know,
it.
I love it. That's what I love. I love
because
it.
realistically, it's like we all know that we can take a punch. Like
Right.
I am the queen of being able to take a punch. Let me grab this real quick before I forget.
If you have any hard outs, I know I just jumped in and here I am.
First coffee, love the chat, Liz. I love it too. I think it's amazing. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. But yeah, it's the little things, because I can take a punch, but I can't take emotional pain. Like that to me is
Right.
devastating. Like I have serious abandonment issues. I'm pretty sure we all do. Like
I still do. I'm like, when am I going to outgrow this? You know
right?
what I mean, it's like, and I have my dad's in Delphi right now. He's been there for over 40 years teaching at Delphi in Oregon. Liz Gale has one of his art books. Like he is there and he won't communicate. He won't, my we all have a band. And I keep thinking am I old enough to not, have I not known my
When am
dad
I going to be
longer?
old enough to not feel abandoned?
Right. Or would I beat him up if he showed up, or would I hug him, or would I want to have a lot of communication, serious, in-depth talks of like, hey, I need to find out some things, because if you're going to be in my life right now, you're just an old person to me.
Yeah.
My idea of what a father is groomed from what I was told and then what I learned later in life. Right. And I don't want to say, I don't know that that's your experience, but I joined the Sea Org at 16, first signed a contract at 14. But before that, I was in the missions and orgs. It was all about being in there, doing it and so when your family, that's everything, and then it's gone, I hold on to that idea of survival, right? All 8 dynamics. That means your family dynamic is just as important as you and your loved one, and you and your community, and you and mankind, and you and the animals, and you and your spirit. And right, it's just the exact same. So is that part of our conditioning, or is it, like, exactly? Because Maya Angelou says, if somebody has dark energy, you believe them. If they tell you who they are, you believe them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and otherwise you've just sentenced yourself to death by 1,000 cuts. So
Yeah.
I think it would be a hard thing. Do I want my dad to know my kids? Yeah, of course.
I would love for my dad to know me.
Right. Exactly. And then would I want to only know him and talk to him, and would I want to save him for myself, or would I want to how would that ever be normal again? Right.
Right. And then like you would, as the person that's been through the gut-wrenching pain from this said person,
Right.
you can't help but feel like, I'm not going to let you do that to my kids.
Right. And what if I guess it would, what would you think of this? What circumstances would you say you would be hesitant if your dad showed up at your door like tomorrow? Like if he's still, let's say, okay, if he's still in Scientology, I got an LOA. Are you okay? I don't want to trigger you. Are you okay to?
No, I'm good.
This? Okay.
I'm good. Yeah.
I got a leave of absence. I know you've been talking and wanting to meet. So here I am. You want to get some coffee?
I'd go to coffee.
Right. Okay. You're right. And then, but hey, I'm in Scientology, and the only way you can know me and your kids is that you have to do your A to E steps.
No, sir.
Right.
The only way
Right.
you can
I
get
agree.
to know me is if you kiss my ass.
Or if you say, I'm not in Scientology anymore. I realized this was all a mind game. This was all like a pyramid mind scheme. Liz, I'm so sorry. Well, then that's a whole different thing.
Yep.
Right? It's like, then it's okay, I want to trust you. Now, have I dealt with my trust issues enough to be able to let you back into my life? I don't know. I think I would. And it'd be almost like meeting somebody, right?
For the first time.
I wouldn't want them to know my kids right away until we got to a point. And then I would say, okay, you could come over and have dinner maybe.
I would probably call Pearl and be like, okay, Pearl, and if you hadn't had a chance to meet Pearl, you need to meet her. She's
I jumped
amazing,
on a few of her
selfless,
lives. I've been
amazing.
trying to support Pearl from time to time.
Yeah,
I know she's a little abrasive, but I get her humor.
She can be, but at the same time,
I get
she
it. I
definitely
laugh.
made us feel safe.
Right.
and that to me is character.
Right.
But
I
I'd
remember-
probably call Pearl and be like, I need you to help me. I don't want to introduce him to my wife yet. And I don't want my mom to kill him.
It's an iPhone. That's what I'm using.
Hold on, let me grab this one real quick before I forget. Blake, I didn't forget. Liz and Dylan, our lives are so much happier and more interesting because you and the others are in them. Love thyself always, because I love you, and I said too. Okay. Thank you so much for the super chat. Love you, Blake.
Yeah, Blake, I don't know you, but you seem like a pretty cool dude. So you're good until you're not, right?
Yep.
No, I appreciate your time and attention, and I know that we all have something to relate to this topic, and that's why we stay here, and that's why we do this,
But you know what I would like to do is have another conversation with you about this, because this is actually really interesting to me. Like, what would I do if you're up for it? Like,
right.
if you're
'Cause I
up
feel
for
the
it, I
same
would
way.
love to do it.
The last time I saw
because-
my dad and lived with him and hung out with him, I was 15 and a half years old. And then I got sent to Florida, and he went up to Oregon, started teaching at Delphi. I saw him one time, and I haven't seen him since.
I was 3
My kids are
the
like,
last time I lived with my dad.
right. Like, so I would love to, it's one of those things that I've thought, because it's part of the healing process, right? Like, we got to think about, well, what if they really did show up? What
Mhm.
if I started my A to E, right? My steps when I first, after I got out, and then I was done kind of wandering the streets, and done trying to end myself, and it just didn't work. I decided to make it right and do my A to E's with the intention of talking to my father. And through that process, that's how ignorant that's how brainwashed I was, even after being homeless and living and surviving and being in this like fight or flight mode for, years. I thought I could be the one that could communicate and write a letter, and he would get it, and he would see, and we would have a calm cycle, and he would choose me.
Yeah.
He would
That's
choose
the
me.
part that has always killed me. Is like,
Right.
I'm scared of having that conversation and having him not choose me.
Well, don't do the AD, because you have to get back into Scientology. There's
No,
no
I'll never do
family-
that. I'm good.
No, but I'm just like, that was part of the process for me, was if I could just get this and do the steps, I could get in communication with my dad, and then he would see, he would know, we shared those in like vulnerable moments. You shared those with your father when you were the most vulnerable. So yeah, no, I think, I realized that was and after that, it was hard. I didn't know if I would hug him, or like, in Brothers where they kind of punch hug each other, like,
I hadn't
like-
seen him for a long time, and I was
Right.
security at the shrine. I
my.
got pulled to be security, and my dad walked up to me, and I can't stand it when people pat me on the back, like either hug me or not. But
right. Okay.
drives me nuts. Like, I don't know what it is about the pat, but it drives me nuts. And he did that to me, and I was like, please don't ever do that shit to me again. Like, you can give me a damn hug for real. Like,
Right,
you're my
like a
dad.
hug, like one of those. Yeah. No, I definitely think.
But I would love to. We should do this. What we'll do is, because we have dinner and you just got home. Why don't I message you, and we'll set up a time that works
For sure.
good for you, and then we'll actually talk about our, the what ifs,
Right. No, I would
because
love
that's
to.
really what
Like,
it is.
Right. It would be. And I think I think we could find some good topics to kind of, riff off of and bounce back and
Yes.
forth on. Because I've thought about it, and I'm still, I don't know. Some days I feel like I would just slam the door, and some days I feel like I would cry and bawl and jump into his arms and be like, I love you. I've tried that. And
Right.
it hasn't worked. I've gotten that, I've called Delphi a bunch. Oh yeah, we can go over it. I definitely punished myself trying to getting back.
You know how many times I called Golden Era Productions? Let's be real.
Did you call reception?
Yeah, I've called reception. I've called
Did
Golden
a girl
Era.
answer?
Like, yeah,
that was my wife. Bronwyn. Yeah.
Nice. But there was like 3 girls that picked up. There was 3 different girls.
3 different? Okay. Well, one of them was Bronwyn, probably.
One of them was your wife.
Right.
But it was still like, it was like every time they, until they told me he was dead. And then I didn't call again until I started this journey trying to get him out. And now I call religiously.
I would love to even talk to you about, not even about the actual thing, but just the idea, like that's such a strange thing for them. It had to be a mishap or something. Like it was like, or he blew it was just
so spit off the tongue and you just can't take it back and you were just guessing. Like for me, it was like, but it hurt so bad. And she said it so 100%. Blunt. I was like, wow.
Yeah, and they don't have feelings in the Sea Org. So
no,
there's no that's down tone. Everything, you don't do that.
Apathy, I lost it.
Turning you like a victim. Are you kidding me? So yeah, you don't. Right. No, and that's so unfair. But yeah, those kind of things I've definitely, and I've thought of those, like when some of my family would talk to me, I'd be like, just tell him I'm something happened and see if he'll respond. And they're like, I would never do that. Just make it right with the church. And you're just like, seriously?
Yeah.
It's not really.
If I hear just make it right. I was paying off my freeloader debt. I was paying it a little bit at a time, but I was, and until I got woken up, and then,
it is.
I realized,
I don't want to keep
paying
you from
on this
dinner.
bill for nothing.
I want you to eat warm supper with your family. So yeah, let's chat, message, shoot me.
Yeah, I'll message you, and then we'll set up a time so that way we can go through this in detail, and I can get like a full time with you.
Yes, ma'am. Let's do it.
Sweet. All right. Well, let's close this out. 1 second. Thank you, everybody. I will meet you in the comments.
So now you've got to dream loud. Who do you want to be? Dream loud. Who do you want to talk to when you're alone? Who do you want to be when you leave this world? Bad days turns into good days, turns into playing around with you. Let's keep it to